Now on Nightside, a truck crash starts a fire and has I-90 shut down in both directions.
Gusty winds and lightning, a bad combination right in the middle of fire season. I'll have an update on our fire weather conditions in the first alert forecast.
Some wild video of illegal street racing in Seattle that turned violent over the weekend. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Earlier this afternoon, I-90 was closed in both directions near Kittitas, Washington, when a semi-truck caught fire and started a brush fire. The driver of the truck was taken to the hospital. I-90 eastbound has reopened, but westbound does remain closed.
We had a powerful cold front move through the region earlier today that brought up our winds and prompted the National Weather Service to issue a fire weather warning. That front also triggered thunderstorms all the way from the Oregon border up through the Moscow and Pullman area and into parts of the central panhandle. We had some heavy downpours with these thunderstorms, thankfully, and that front is now moving off to the east. We have winds that have been steadily dying down through the evening. Still 11-mile-per-hour sustained winds from Spokane through the Columbia Basin, but some of the stronger gusts of earlier today have tapered off. As we go through the overnight, we have the potential for wind gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. By tomorrow morning, we're going to start to see those winds picking up again, 20 to 30-mile-per-hour gusts in the afternoon. Any wind this time of year is unwelcome, considering the potential for fire starts and the very dry conditions. Our high temperatures today, 90 from Bonners Ferry down through Coeur d'Alene. It was 89 in Spokane today, 94 in Lewiston, 80 in Grand Coulee, and we do have cooler air making its way in behind our front. In fact, we'll probably drop at least 10 degrees by tomorrow, and it's still going to be breezy, as I mentioned, up to 30-mile-per-hour gusts. Blue skies, sunshine, and dry conditions. That cooling trend is not going to last. I'll tell you about a return to the heat in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, camping is popular in the summer, but fire weather can increase the risk of a campfire spreading. 80% of fires are human-caused. At Bull and Pitcher, there are rules aimed at keeping campers safe. The burning of wood and charcoal is not allowed. Only propane fires are allowed. One camper who drove all the way from Texas to be there said the restrictions make him feel less worried.
Have to worry about it, or have to worry about putting it out, and worry about it, reigniting when you leave, and so definitely more peace of mind for sure.
A Washington State Park official told us that the burn ban will stay in place until temperatures drop and there's enough moisture in the air. It is typical for these bans to last through October. Well, a study finds the risk of a deadly heart attack may double when people are exposed to extreme heat and high levels of pollution. It also found extreme cold impacts your heart health. These researchers found when temperatures were extremely high or low, or there was a high level of pollution, the risk of deadly heart attack went up significantly. Women and seniors seem to be most at risk. Well, more road closures started today, and they affect lots of drivers. And the Washington Department of Transportation is moving a sewer that's in the way. To do that, WashDOT crews are closing Upriver Drive and the Centennial Trail for the next 2 weeks. Both of them will be closed from Ralph to Carlisle. Anyone using Upriver Drive or the Centennial Trail along those routes should plan for extra time. These closures are set to last until August 4th. Eastern Washington football kicks off training camp next week. The Eagles are coming off their worst season since 2006. Our sports director Julian Minnesone spoke with Eastern Washington head coach Aaron Best about his plan to turn the program around at Big Sky Media Day.
Eastern Washington football is in a little bit of an unfamiliar spot. The team was picked to finish 7th in the Big Sky Conference in the preseason media poll this year. Reminder, this program is just 5 years removed from going to a national championship game back in 2018. But head coach Aaron Best says this program will not be defined by their disappointing season last year. How much of last year do you use as a motivator, and how much do you erase from memory?
You can flush it, you don't forget it. That's the way I look at it. You can't forget, because those can define moments going forward. It's got to be earned. It's certainly something that we found out last year the hard way in a lot of situations, and the ball didn't bounce our way. We didn't create the opportunities we could have created, and but certainly not forgotten. You have to remember bits and pieces. We're going to bounce back. We're giddy. We're excited. We're motivated. We're going to be different. But it's never going to meet everyone's needs, as we all know. Sports don't do that all the time. There's always somebody out there saying it's not good enough, and that's the way we are as coaches. As an alum, we got a lot of pride in this program. We'll get after it, and if we can do the things we touched on earlier, then we will be a better team for sure in these 11 games.
And the Eagles opened up fall training camp on August 3rd. At Northern Quest Casino for Big Sky Media Day, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. Well, illegal street racing in Seattle turned violent over the weekend. Police say 4 people were hurt in a shooting as massive crowds gathered early Sunday morning. Cornelius Hawker reports.
Frustration and confusion were the moods in Capitol Hill on Sunday.
We walked down here and there's everything is blocked off.
Corey Duffield, one of many who found themselves repeating a perplexing pattern.
We walked around in a circle for a while and there was just a cop on every single possible entrance. And every single time we walked by, there's just crowds of people trying to figure out how to get to the center.
Corey thought she knew why the streets were closed.
I had assumed this was for the block party, that they were blocking off stuff for artists to park their vehicles or for vendors to set up.
A reasonable assumption, but not the reason why. Hours earlier, just before 1:30, hundreds of people gathered at Pike and Broadway as drivers dangerously did donuts. Seattle police tried to intervene, but the crowd resisted. Scanner traffic offering a glimpse into the chaotic scene.
They're crowding our vehicles. We need to back up, disengage. Get additional units from other precincts. Vehicle, back up. We just threw a middle object on the windshield.
Realizing they couldn't break up the crowd, officers stayed within a block of all the activity for hours. At 4 a.m., police heard gunfire and found 2 victims, a man and a woman. Both were taken to Harborview, the woman with life-threatening injuries. 2 other victims, another man and woman, also ended up at Harborview. Seattle Police's investigation stretching into the afternoon hours, which is why streets in Capitol Hill were blocked off.
Well, the industries that are already being disrupted by artificial intelligence and why women are being affected most. Plus, why allergy experts say your symptoms will stick around longer this year. Plus, a new amendment that could add more townhomes, duplexes, and triplexes to the Spokane area. That's next on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Take a day off. Skip Mondays and be water-wise this summer.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tub starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Summer's here, y'all. Give your day a little Kelly. I'm so ready. You are so
Watch Kelly weekdays at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
Your child's eyes are a crucial part of their learning. Get a clear picture of their eye health and vision changes from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Visit Shopko Optical to ensure your child is seeing and learning how they are supposed to.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be much cooler on Tuesday. In fact, about 20 degrees cooler on Tuesday. You're going to notice that the coolest weather since June 22nd. We will still have a breezy day, especially in the afternoon. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. We're going to stay in the 80s this week, a little below average for most of the week. Then we're going to start warming up by the weekend and could be in for some very hot weather next week. Here's what's going on right now. The ridge of high pressure that brought the heat today and for the weekend, we were in the 90s over the weekend, has moved off to the east, and that is allowing this system to approach from the Pacific. Now, most of the energy with this upper level trough is heading to our north into Canada, but we are going to still get that westerly flow over the region as it passes by to our north for Tuesday. That's going to keep things breezy, and we are going to get some of the cool air with this upper level trough. We're not going to be in this nice dark blue, but we are going to be back down below average for a couple of days, which might be welcome after a scorching weekend. Let the house cool down. What is not welcome is the wind this time of year. As we know, with our fire conditions so fragile, being so dry, any spark can be spread very quickly with those breezes. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 50s and 60s in most locations, just a couple of spots getting down into the 40s. Highs tomorrow in the 70s in Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, Kellogg, and St. Mary's. It was 90 today in Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene and Bonners Ferry. 80 tomorrow in Spokane, 82 in Ritzville, and the 90s in Lewiston. Your 7-day forecast, a gradual warming trend. We're back up in the 90-degree range by the weekend. Calmer conditions after tomorrow. Overnight lows in the 50s. I'm looking out at that 8 to 14-day forecast, the first week of August, coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, hey, if you're dealing with allergy symptoms like itchy eyes or a runny nose, experts say they're going to last a little longer this year because of dry and warm weather. One local allergist says young children are more vulnerable to allergy season. Severe symptoms in a young age could stick around and become a lifelong problem.
We're seeing warmer weather that lasts a little bit longer, and so the pollen seasons are starting earlier for the trees, the grasses, and the weeds.
Dr. McGarry says you should know what you're allergic to first. Some options to prevent allergies are staying indoors certain times of year, taking showers to get pollen off of your clothes and skin. Of course, over-the-counter medications are available, and he also says there are long-term treatments like allergy shots and immunotherapy. We have a consumer alert for anyone who buys cookies from Trader Joe's. Ooh, they're yummy, but the company says that their almond windmill and dark chocolate chunk almond cookies are being recalled. Take a look at your screen. Trader Joe's says that their supplier told them that rocks could be in these cookies. So if you have them, you should check the sell-by date. If it's October 19th through the 21st, you should throw them away or return them to Trader Joe's for a refund. In tonight's City Council meeting, council members heard an amendment allowing what's considered middle housing in all residential zones. Now, middle housing includes housing like townhomes, duplexes, triplexes. This amendment was designed to support House Bill 1110.
Essentially, it's a missing middle housing bill that really tries to emphasize getting more houses built in our community. And not just single-family houses, but housing types of all types.
Now, the goal is to make 2 main changes. First, by changing outdated terminology related to housing zone types, and next by speeding up the zoning change process. The vote takes place next Monday. Artificial intelligence is already having a major impact on the labor force, and more drastic changes could be ahead. Cole Higgins reports.
Is artificial intelligence coming for your job? There are growing signs that AI is already disrupting the global workforce, and experts say it's just the beginning.
There are people who will learn to use AI, and they will take your job because they will become significantly more productive than you will be if you're not able to partner with an AI model.
Goldman Sachs economist predicting 300 million full-time jobs could be affected by the latest wave of AI, which has created platforms like ChatGPT. And a new analysis estimates nearly 80% of women could be disproportionately affected by the adoption of AI. That's compared to 58% of working men, according to research from the University of North Carolina.
The world has changed. These are new tools. You can't fear them. You just have to learn to use them.
All that is already impacting nearly every industry, from art and music, where AI-generated songs are more affordable since there's no producer, composer, or artist to pay.
It's taken away opportunity from songwriters, producers, and artists, right? So the people are trying to feed them for their families.
The manufacturing sector also seen an impact. And then there's fast food, where AI is ready to take your order.
Classic or bacon barbecue Mother Cruncher.
Places like this Checkers restaurant in Iowa are already using AI for their drive-through window.
Whatever the guest says, it will react to that. It's crazy, and they'll just start a conversation.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Cole Higgins.
Well, 2 men are being treated for serious injuries after crashing their motorcycles while riding in tandem in Colfax. Whitman County deputies say Ryan Martin of Moses Lake and Daniel Curtis of Ritzville were hurt after one of them turned into the other and both went down into a ditch. Martin was taken to a hospital in Colfax. Curtis was airlifted to Sacred Heart in Spokane. Well, several deadly boating accidents took place over the weekend. ABC's Ariel Reshef has more.
I've lived here for a long time and I've never seen anything like it.
This morning, several communities across the country gripped by tragedy after a recent series of boating accidents that left 2 children dead and many more people injured.
Getting a report, 1 head injury, people in the water. Boat hit the jetty and launched all parties into the water.
Authorities say 17-year-old high school student and star athlete Sadie Morrow was killed Saturday night in a crash on Cape Cod after the boat she was in hit a jetty, sending her and 5 others into the water. In South Carolina, the 11-year-old daughter of a former Major League Soccer goalie died after the boat carrying her family was rocked by the wake from another boat. The girl's grieving parents telling ABC News everyone, including their daughter, was wearing a life vest and seated at the time of the collision, telling us their daughter Olivia was a beautiful soul, full of love, joy, and faith. We know her light will continue to shine through others. And in Missouri, this staggering aftermath after officials say 8 people were severely injured in the Ozarks when an intoxicated boat driver collided into this lakefront home. 2 people sleeping in the home just a few feet away, the boat traveling 50 to 60 miles per hour. Last year alone, there were over 600 boating fatalities, and while causes may vary, alcohol continued to be the leading known contributing factor.
Still ahead, how a 102-year-old Oregon woman has been making a difference in her community for more than half a century. That's next on Nightside.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $4,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Wildfires can strike at any time. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage keeps you safe on TV and on the go to protect your family.
Be on alert, there are flames.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
As state senator, Lisa Brown increased taxes by $2 billion while raising her own pay. Under her watch, homelessness rose by 25,000. Now she's backed by the defund the police crowd. Lisa's soft on crime, hard on taxpayers.
I pledge to increase police presence and tackle homelessness, and we have. Our Violent Crimes Task Force has lowered crime rates, and we're compassionately addressing homelessness. We're exceptional, Spokane. I'll keep it that way. I'm Nadine Woodward, and I approve this message.
Get a free Makita Impact Driver Kit or a Pit Boss grill now. When you build a deck with wood decking or TimberTech or Trex composite decking and railing from Par, visit par.com for details.
What are you going to build?
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important? Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you? No. Of course not. Not again.
Right now, your local Toyota Parts and Service Center is offering $5 off cabin or engine air filters, $15 off True Start batteries, and $20 off AC repairs or service. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Coeur d'Alene Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Droughts have been declared in 12 counties in Washington as precipitation levels stay low. Erica Zucco reports.
These dry, parched grasses thirsting for rain follow what the National Weather Service calls a drier than average season.
We've trended below that line, meaning we're below normal in precipitation. That's carried through this entire year so far.
Forecasted rains are likely to ease fire danger for a little while.
This will help kind of mitigate things for at least a week or two. So, especially out on the Olympics, they got up to ½ an inch, and they might even get another ½ an inch with the cold front.
But it's not enough to ease the drought conditions Ecology declared for parts of 12 counties Monday, including much of Kittitas, Skagit, and Whatcom, and a portion of Snohomish.
We anticipate that there will be hardship to certain water users and the environment.
It allows the state to put $3 million approved by lawmakers this year towards the needs of water suppliers and to process water rights transfers faster. Ecology issued a drought advisory on July 5th, warning of low river levels across much of the state. Those dry conditions forcing farmers to irrigate early. That remains in place for the rest of the state.
Currently, we're right around 6 inches below normal, so even though the rain is helpful today, we have a long ways to go to make up our ground here.
Well, and there is very little sign of that in the forecast. There is a glimmer of hope. I'll show you in a moment. But first, 89 degrees, our high temperature today. 87 is our average high. We've had so many days above average. We are going to get that little bit of a break for the next 3 days below average temperatures. Then we'll be back right about average, and then our trend is toward above average conditions. This is the forecast for August 1st through the 7th. And we are in this dark red. Computer models definitely trending closer to the 100-degree mark next week. We'll see if that pans out. What I have no faith in is the long-range forecast for precipitation. We've seen this many times over the summer where the Climate Prediction Center has us in the light green. I have given up hope that that is going to be the case, but we'll keep an eye on it regardless, but I doubt it. One thing I've also been keeping an eye on is that streak of 110-degree plus days in Phoenix. Today was the 25th consecutive day that they've hit 110 degrees or above. They break a new record every day. The previous record set back in the 70s was 18 straight days. 116 the high today. That tied the daily record for today. It's supposed to be up to at 119 the next couple of days. Well, our cold front that came through today did bring some showers and thunderstorms to parts of the region. Patty Reinhardt of Harrison Flats shared this picture of her view this evening. She said she got a few great big raindrops and some rumbles of thunder. And what a beautiful view of the mountains there at Harrison Flats. Thank you so much for sharing that, Patty. Kirsten?
Yeah, so calming. That's beautiful. Around the nation tonight, This video of a father trying to break into his own car is just heartbreaking. He's trying to save his infant who's trapped inside that car. It all started when he accidentally locked his keys in the car with temperatures that would top 100 degrees later in the day. The mom and dad were fighting against time, and shortly after dad broke the glass, the child's mom climbed inside and handed him the baby. Once out, the baby was checked out by first responders and was unhurt. Thank goodness. Well, a 102-year-old Oregon woman is making a difference in her community. She's been teaching swimming lessons for kids for more than half a century. Trevor Denton has the story.
Multiple times a week, you can find Peggy Konzak here, helping babies 6 months to 3 years old get accustomed to the water at the Roseburg YMCA.
It's just a joy in my life. I'm playing with them. I'm not working, I'm playing.
Her instruction has been especially helpful to Jennifer Reed, whose daughter Lila is deaf.
Peggy's really great because she integrates a lot of gestures and simple signs. And especially the one-on-one, getting one-on-one support with her, just the three of us learning how to swim has been, made all the difference.
It's a teaching style that formed 54 years ago.
I came here to the Y just to relax, swim, and friends said, how about taking my baby to the baby class? And I said, sure, I'll be glad to.
And at 102 years old, she has no plans of stopping.
I'm inspired to get up in the mornings, get ready, and I still drive my car and come to the Y and spend the morning.
Peggy's been doing this class for so long that she's even taught multiple generations of the same families.
Sometimes I say, oh, I think it's time to retire, and then somebody will say, no, Peggy, keep going, keep going. So here I am.
Add it all up, and you have one woman who's impacted an entire town.
Getting those kids safe around water, that's our #1 priority, and Peggy has been, a main person in being able to do that in our community.
So Peggy will keep showing up. She'll make the babies laugh. She'll close each class by singing the Hokey Pokey. Then she'll say goodbye and come back and do it all over again.
What else could I do that is more rewarding?
From Roseburg, I'm Trevor Denton.
The Idaho Vandals have some high expectations coming into this year. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti has more from Big Sky Media Day and how the Vandals are looking to capitalize after a surprising 2022 season.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Casino Resort Hotel.
All rise for a whole new season of Judge Steve Harvey!
Only thing I don't like when the plaintiff is funnier than me. Everybody plays a fool. You lost this when she started talking. No exception to...
Tell him, Judge Harvey.
We don't want no flowers. We want money.
There's no fooling.
That's my verdict.
Judge Steve Harvey, new Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Next, stop.
You got it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Your electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Summer days by the pool make for some of the best memories, but not every child gets the chance to swim in the sun.
This July, with help from Numerica Credit Union and the Spokane Parks Foundation, kids swim free on Fridays at City of Spokane Valley pools.
Numerica Credit Union is excited to offer free swim Fridays with the Spokane Parks Foundation as they enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
no way these weekend warriors are going to climb that hill. Don't judge them by their zip code. Judge them by their Quattro. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
We're about a month away from the start of college football season, and there's a lot of buzz coming out of Moscow for the Idaho Vandals. Our Alex Crescenti was at Big Sky Media Day earlier this afternoon and spoke with Vandals head coach about the expectations of the team this season.
This time last year, the perception of Idaho was completely different. The program hadn't done much winning for years, and they had a new head coach that had question marks. That's naturally going to happen when you have a regime change. However, all of that changed overnight after the Battle of the Palouse. I want to go back in time to September of last year, where you're in Pullman, first game of the season, and you give the Cougars all they can handle. At that point, did you know, hey, I got a pretty good team here?
I was definitely encouraged, because football is very tricky in training camp to evaluate where you're at, because you know, if the offense has a good day, you don't know, is it because the offense is really good or is it because the defense is bad? And the first game kind of provides some of those answers. So I thought it was encouraging just how resilient we were in that game and how our players fought. And even though we came up short, I thought there were some positives. But it's funny, things change in a year. Now, I don't think we're going to feel that way this year if we play FBS teams close. Right. You know, now we got to find a way to win those games, because that's important for seeding and getting home games in the playoffs and, you know, taking the next steps in our program.
I had a pretty good game against Wazoo, but I feel like I was still learning. Like, I was messing up a lot. Like, it's a lot of stuff that people don't notice on the outside that I noticed and the team noticed. Like, it was a lot of mistakes I made in that game that I had to grow from. So I feel like that game helped me for sure. Like, I had a good game, but it helped me for sure for later games in the season.
Now, the Vandals will get 2 shots at FBS programs this season, as they're going to play against Cal and Nevada, 2 very winnable games. And they're going to get preparations underway on July 31st. Reporting from the Northern Quest Resort and Casino, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Summer's here, so journey to where you've never gone. Achieve what you've never done. Discover who you've never been. Behind the wheel of something ready for where you want to go. All in a new CUV with standard all-wheel drive during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Come test drive the first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90, now optional as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, just east of Division on North Foothills Drive or online at SpokaneMazda.com.
Get ready for the momentous summer sale event at Adams Tractor. For a limited time only, we're slashing prices on top-of-the-line Toro and Gravely mowers. Whether you need a residential, commercial, zero-turn, or walk-behind mower, we've got you covered. And the savings, they're out of this world. Enjoy discounts of up to $1,500 off. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to transform your lawn. Visit Adams Tractor today and make your summer momentous. Adams Tractor, your trusted partner for all your lawn needs.
Be advised, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to save 40 to 80% on a hot tub and swim spa. Friday through Sunday. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. See the revolutionary swim spa. You can exercise, swim, and relax without the expense and maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
You're going to feel the difference tomorrow when it's only 80 degrees. Normally, feel pretty hot, but after the weather we've had and with that breeze, boy, if you're out on the golf course, that'll cool you right down. Won't last long. We'll be back up in the upper 80s and 90-degree range by the weekend.
It's going to feel good, especially as I'm carrying an extra human, so anytime, anytime we can have a little bit of an extra low, that's perfect.
Good. Well, enjoy that.
Yeah, I enjoy it during the summer. Everybody's asking me all these questions. How are you getting through the summer?